Hello and welcome. As a result of recent polls that I've put in this group, it's apparent that there are quite a few of you who are quiet at the moment. You're concerned about being quiet and you're not sure what your best next steps are. And so as a result of that, I've created some trainings that are relatively easy for you to implement that will shift you from uncertainty to actually giving you some steps that you can actively take now to start moving forward. Now, some of you are not sure what to do with social media, which is not unusual. A lot of salon owners aren't. So this training is how to create social media content that actually books clients. So it's to move you from having sort of inconsistent, ineffective social media posting to using a really simple strategy that will help you attract bookings with confidence. Now, I've got a worksheet for you that's here, and you can access this in the files section of the free group. And so all you need to do is go to files, print that out. I suggest that you put me on hold while you do that, and then come back. And it's great if you can put pen to paper and fill this out as we go. So if you're posting often, but you're still hearing nothing, you're not getting any engagement, you're not getting a lot of reach, this training is going to be great for you, because it's really common for salon owners to feel unsure about what to post and not know why posts aren't working. Because let's face it, we didn't start our salons to be marketing experts or social media managers, and we certainly weren't trained to be any of those things. But in 2025, it's becoming more and more imperative that to stand out from your competitors, to stand out from all the noise, you do need to show up on social media, but you need to do it in a specific way. So I want to really help you to fix that today. So some of the common posting mistakes are that people post just to be active. So there's no strategy behind any of their posts. They talk like a business, not like a person. And again, in 2025, people connect with people. They don't connect with a business. I mean, the big brands they do, but that's a completely different kettle of fish. With smaller businesses like ours, people connect with people. And the third common mistake is that there's no clear message and there's no clear next step on a lot of posts. So there's no clear call to action. So I'm going to show you how to put that and address these issues today. So the framework is, we've broken it into three sort of simple parts. So clarity over consistency. So stop focusing on how often you post and start focusing on the message and the reason for the post. What's the reason that my ideal client is actually going to take notice of this post? Okay, so to do that, you need to nail your niche, the niche for that post. You need to nail that dream client, the dream client for that post. And you need to know exactly what that particular dream client actually wants to hear and see and learn and know from you. Okay, so to be able to do that, we go to number one here. I want you to work out, who's your dream client? Now, this is a question that when I ask it, people start to go, but I've got so many dream clients and I don't know which one to choose. For this exercise, you can have many ideal clients. But for this exercise, we're concentrating on what you're going to post that's going to resonate with your number one dream client. So think of your favorite client, the one that you would love it if every single client that came into the salon, or 70% of the people that came into your salon, were that person. Okay, so I'm going to say her only because most of my clients are women, but it might be a him. So pick that one favorite client and give her a name. Okay, then write down a little bit about her. Okay, what's her age? If she's 50s, in her 50s. If she's in her 20s, is she in her 30s? What's her lifestyle? Does she have adult children? Does she work? Is she active? Does she love to go to restaurants? What is it that she likes? What are her beauty goals? Okay. What does she want? How does she want to feel? What is it? What is the reason that she comes to you? How does she come to your salon? How does she feel when she comes to your salon? How does she feel when she leaves? Okay. And what makes her choose you over someone else? What is it about you that's so fantastic? And if you don't know the answer to this question, ask her. Okay. When you get off this training, send her a note, say, I'm doing some marketing with a coach, and she has asked me to ask you this question. Why do you pick me over anybody else? And that's going to give you, hopefully, more than one or two key points as to why you are so brilliant. The next thing is I want you to write down your core content categories. Okay, so list your top 3 to 5 content themes that align with your expertise and what your dream client, just the one we're talking about now, wants to see. Now, did that sound, when I said all of that, did that make your head go, what is she talking about? I hear people saying this all the time. I don't know what a content theme is. It's very simple, okay? And there is no right or wrong. Just think about what it is that you want to share about the treatment that is either your most popular treatment or the one that your favorite client, whatever her name is, Lisa, what does Lisa come to you for? Okay. And then what do you discuss with Lisa about that particular treatment? Okay. So I'll give you some examples. And it would be great if you could write 5 themes. Themes are just the sort of thing that you can write about that is sharing your brilliant skills, your personality, okay, your values, everything that's on brand. And again, brand is a word that a lot of salon owners don't like, but what it is about you that makes people come to see you. So very easy. You can show client transformations. People love transformations. So you show the before, the during, the afters. You share testimonials, but when you share your testimonials, you don't just share the testimonial, you share the story about the person, about Lisa, how she felt before, how she felt during. Lisa's feeling really awful because Lisa's in her 50s. She can't fill her eyebrows in. She's got 90s eyebrows. She plucked them to death and she's no idea about makeup. She doesn't know how to fill them in. She can hardly see. She can have a hit and miss brow day, but she knows that she needs brows because if she doesn't, she feels like she's just fading into the background. And when she goes to work, she's got all of these girls that are in their 20s and 30s and they've got beautiful brows and she feels really old and really inferior. So she comes to me, I give her a brow lamination. She feels absolutely fantastic and she leaves my salon with a spring in her step. And we've showed her how to fill in her brows too, so that if she wants to actually go the next level, she now knows how to do that. Okay, that is a transformation. And then you've got the testimonial from Lisa that you share as well, preferably with a after of her brows. So you've got the social proof visually, you've got the written testimonial, and you've told the story. So what do you think will happen then? Then all of the people in your local area who are in their 50s, who are feeling the same way, you get up in the morning and go, oh my God, I have to keep putting my glasses on, taking my glasses off, filling in my brows, doing the same thing again. One's up here, one's down there. I'm leaving the house not feeling confident. They're going to start to take notice of you. Okay, so that's what I mean about a transformation. Now, let me know in the comments, how does that make you feel when I explain a real client transformation and how you can share the amazing things that you do? I mean, there's so many amazing things that you can do to make people feel better, with a hair transformation, a skin transformation. There's when lash extensions, a lash lift, there's so many different things. Behind the scenes, people are nosy. Share your processes. People like to see a little bit behind the scenes from your eye view of what you do. They like to see the products that you use. They like to see the treatment preparation or the salon vibe, so that you're building trust when you do that. What I don't recommend that you do is you don't need to go into detail about what all of the products are. You don't need to talk about a machine. Nobody cares about the machines. Nobody cares about the products, but products can visually look very nice when you're preparing a reel, for example, or a video. And so people like to see that, that satisfaction of watching the cream glide over the brow, or, guide over the face when you're doing a facial, or even if you're doing HIFU and you've got the jelly on the tummy. People like looking at that sort of stuff. So make sure that you are sharing what is relevant and you don't talk about the machines. Okay. Nobody cares about your treatments. They care about the results that they get. Another thing is education. You can give education. Education is so important. And quite frequently when I talk to salon owners, they're like, oh, yeah, but everybody knows that. And I'm like, no, they don't. We think that because we know it and we talk and live and breathe it every single day, that everybody knows it, but they don't. So it's up to us to share our valuable knowledge with our audience. So educate them. Once again, don't be technical, speak layman's terms. Nobody wants any technical talk, because as soon as you start talking technically, it'll go over everybody's head, just like it did when I said that sentence to you about the content categories. It might have gone over your head because it's just like, oh, blah, blah. That's a different language that I don't really want to understand and I don't need to understand. Okay, so use layman's language. Teach your audience things like, how to care for their skin. What's the difference between getting their skin products at Woolies and getting their skin products from your salon? How to care for their brows, how to care for their lashes, what's possible for them, what they can do between visits. You can bust a whole lot of myths. If you've got people coming in and saying things to you or asking questions that are sort of based on myths, or even just asking questions generally, use that for your content, okay? And explain the benefits of the treatments. The other thing is introducing yourself. Introduce your team. Share your why, okay? Share a day in your life. Share something relatable. People want to connect to you, okay? Very, very important. The next thing is write your booking message, okay? So one clear sentence that tells people what you do and how you help, okay? Who you help. You can put in there who you help as well. And again, at the moment, we're talking about Lisa, okay? So in this instance, an example is, I help busy mums feel confident again with low maintenance brows at last. Okay, so Lisa might be in her early 30s. You could even call out the age. Okay, I find now that because I'm in my 50s, when I write a post and I talk about me being 56, I get a lot more engagement on my posts, and that's actually for my coaching business and also for my salon, because people who are my age go, oh, hang on a second, that's me. That's relevant to me. Okay, so if you notice, there's a lot of groups on Facebook, and when the groups are called, busy women over 50, or mums in their 40s, or like-minded bitches drinking wine, there's a lot of people in those groups, and there's a reason for that, because they've called out a particular person. Please let me go again. Put in the comments, am I making sense? Are you following me? And is this making sense? And also, is this of help to you? I'd love to know that as well. So just write your version here and you can refer back to that. And you can also swap it out for a different ideal client and a different treatment later on. Just remember that it's really good to have what that booking message is. It's really important that you connect and you don't just promote. So it's sort of like, I suppose it's like the 80-20 rule. So build trust, okay, not just bookings. Showcase your results, your behind the scenes, your reviews, your relatable moments, funny things. If you've got, in my salon, I'm a bit goofy, we're a bit funny, I do funny memes and things like that, and they always do really, really well. And also it's really important that you just have one clear call to action on all of your posts. Okay, so I mentioned this before, so tell them exactly what they need to do next. DM this word below, pop your favorite emoji below to get more information, comment book below to get our booking link, whatever it is. Okay, now keep it simple. Repetition results in more revenue. So if you think repetition equals revenue, the simpler you are in your messaging and the more repetitive you are in your messaging, the more you show up as the expert, the more you connect with your audience, the more you relate to the right people, and then they start to take more notice of you. Okay, so that's really important. So What are you going to post this week? So I just want you to use these prompts and just plan your next 3 posts. Okay. So show a transformation or share a story of a client result. My client Lisa used to feel blah after a treatment. She felt like this. She now blah blah blah, whatever it is. And I've already given you examples of that. You could say, behind the scenes. Ever wonder what happens between 8:30 and 9 before we open the salon? And you can show all of that. People like to see those sorts of things. And you could do snippets of walking through the car park or getting out of your car, or walking through the car park, opening the door, turning the lights on. You've seen those posts before, and they typically do very well, particularly with your existing audience or your existing clients, because they're familiar with your salon. They're familiar with going into the salon, and so they have an immediate connection. The people who aren't your clients, when you take footage outside your salon, they might be familiar with the coffee shop next door. They might be familiar with the road that you're on, familiar with with whatever the shop next door is. And so then they start to get a bit more familiarity. And then you start showing them in the inside of your salon. And so they feel more comfortable and connect a bit more. So they get the confidence to go, you know what, I'm gonna book in, because now I feel more connected to that salon. Make sense? Again, let me know that in the comments. The myth busting ones I was just going to share with you. So you could do like a myth busting beauty tip. Mine is, I always say, look, you don't need great brows to have great brows. Okay, because we're always posting great brows, but I want my audience to know that the person who I'm showing in my after photo did not come in with those brows. Okay, we can fix 90s brows. We can fix them. Okay, you just need to come in and we'll tell you what we can do to help you. So call to actions again. So do not forget this. This happens all the time. So many posts. I see good posts, no call to action. Okay, want results like this. Comment ready and I'll message you. It's preferable that you don't put your booking link there, because that takes them off your post and off the platform, which shows the algorithm that people don't really want your content. Okay, so you want to keep them on your post. Comment below, respond to the comment, then talk to them in DMs. Okay, that's much better for the algorithm. It'll show your post to more people when you do that. Now, the other thing too that's really good is engagement. Use a question or a statement to get people to talk at the end of each post. Like, would you try this treatment? That's a call to action. What's your go-to beauty must-have? Drop a love heart if you're due for some self-care. And then when they do that, you respond. And then you start again talking to them in your DMs. Okay, so it's really, really, that's a good little tip for you. Now, your posting plan. What I'd like you to do now is pick the days you're going to post. Set a reminder. Stick to it. You're going to post on whatever days they are. And preferably spend 15 minutes engaging afterwards. If you can respond to any comments on your posts immediately, the algorithm will go and show that post to more people straight away. Okay, so just remain a little bit active on there. It just helps. It's not imperative, but it does help. And finally, it's important to track what's working and what's not. So each week, note down your posts. Take note of your best post and note why it worked. Do more of why you know it worked. Okay, so make sure that you know your best post, why it worked, how many bookings and inquiries you got from that particular post, or how much more engagement did you get on that post than what you've been having in the past. Okay, so that's it. That's all you need to do. So if your socials are feeling like hard work with no return, you're not the only person that feels like that. You're not alone, but you can change it. Okay, you can change it by taking the right action. The algorithm does not hate you. Okay, the algorithm will work for you. You've just got to change in accordance to do all of the things that I've just said to you, and just keep getting better and better and better at doing it. Now, if you want my eyes on your content, or you want support building a strategy that will actually work, just pop your favorite emoji below, or you can DM me the word strategy to jump on a strategy call with me.